Good morning, friends. Happy Thursday. I'm starting these Tune-In Thursdays because I think that Thursday's a really good day to just kind of see where you are. Hi, Mark. 2 Marks. Hi, both of you. Good to see you guys. Thursday's a really good day to check in, and you've already experienced a good part of your week and you're getting ready to go into the weekend. So are you anticipating Friday so you can get to Saturday? Hi, Karen, good to see you. Or, are you excited for what you have been doing already? And today I want to talk about awakening the heart. I'm going to give it another moment and let a few more people join. But I hope you guys had a really good Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day I know can be, either really amazing and full of love, or, it can be a really depressing day for some people. So hopefully either way, in some capacity, there was an opening of the heart space because, as much as Valentine's Day is kind of like a hallmark day, the way that I see it is that Valentine's Day is a day for us to really explode the love out into the world, and love is what heals. Love trumps hate. So that is, to me, even more powerful. All right, so I want you guys to take a moment and ground in with me. Just take a deep breath. Always good to breathe. All right, so first I just want to share with you guys know I am in my coaching program, and hi Jeremy, good to see you. And I did it. I raised $7,000 in a week to help me. That puts my down payment down for this coaching program, which I will go into the live training in March, and I will be a certified coach, and I am going to take people on a really beautiful journey, and I'm putting that together right now, and really inspired by this work, and still have quite a bit to go with payments and whatnot, but I'm not trying to figure out the how. I just know that this is so true to my heart, and this is the path that I am on. It's next level for me. So I just wanted to say thank you to the people who just shared your love and shared your heart with me, and encouraged me, to keep going. And that little bit of love just helped propel me a little bit further. And I was able to set up a prepaid package with another client. So awesome. Hi Shanti, good to see you. All right, so I do want to talk about awakening the heart. Some of you guys know that I was at Vipassana over Christmas, and Vipassana is 10 days of meditation, and in Vipassana you go really, really deep, and you're silent, you have no eye contact, you are not allowed to read, write, no dancing, no music. I mean, it is fully 10 hours going within and allowing yourself to see your true patterns, your habits, and start to get clarity over what you kind of need to heal. For me, I knew that I needed to heal my depression, and being depressed, going through depression year after year, has really been debilitating to my heart, and debilitating to my career, has been debilitating to my life and my relationships. And I needed to go in and really start to understand why this was happening. And while I was there, I got to see that I had some really deep-rooted anger that I needed to start releasing, and I was able to do that. But when I came home, it spiraled me into basically like an entire month of hibernation, where I needed to retreat, and I needed to get really, really quiet, and I needed to not hear anything from the outside. I needed to take space from my friends even. And listening, because our friends are love us so much, our family, and they want to give us advice. I needed to let go of all of that, because I needed to reawaken a part of me and allow myself to get quiet so I can hear what was going on. What were my next steps in my path? What was I supposed to be doing? What was I supposed to be contributing into the world? Because there was this sense of like kind of unworthiness for the last year. I've really been, taking a lot of time not to post a lot on social media, and trying to figure out my finances and trying to figure out the next steps. Like, how am I going to create my life? How am I going to call in my beloved? How am I going to have the home that I want and the career that I want, and really be able to sustain, and that's the biggest thing, is sustain the life, right? And then, fast forwarding to just a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, when I was transformed. I was reawakened, and I had to go through, that was the Mary Morrissey seminar that I went to 3 weeks ago, and I was finally able to see the very clear path. And what that awakened in me was my abilities to really get clear with what did I want? And I had to, and what I loved about the question of what do I want was I got even more specific. What would I love? And I got to start writing down. Hi, Matthew. Good to see you. I started writing down my vision, because writing down the vision, even though I didn't necessarily believe that I could have, the dream, I was like, well, it can't hurt to write it down, and just see what happens. So I started writing down what I would love. What would I love in my relationships? What would I love in my partner? What would I love in my home life? What would I love in my vocation, career? What would I love in my time and travel and money and freedom? What would it hurt for me to take myself to the next step, to explore these avenues? And as I started to go deeper into the process, something inside of me started to shift. And this shift that happened within me, it really took 3 days of work because I was so resistant to even go to this seminar. I was like, you know what? I'm just kind of accepting that I'm going to continue in this cycle. I don't know how to get out of it. I don't know where to go to get the help to get out of this cycle and to start seeing a clear path and to make a plan for myself. And I don't know how about you guys, but how many of you have been in that process in some place in your life where you've just felt a little bit stuck or a lot of it stuck? And, whether or not it's every year, whether or not it's every 10 years, you still find yourself going through that same cycle and coming back to the same place that you've been. And this is what I'm talking about with reawakening the heart, is that the only way for our hearts to open is for us to get really uncomfortable, because we can't grow in our comfort zone. And I have learned that time after time after time. And, we do get stuck in these phases where, we go to our jobs and we do what we have to do there, and then we have our, routine of, maybe some people go to the gym, some people go see friends, some people, will go to dinner, whatever, drink wine, go home, watch TV, whatever, and then, you start the same cycle over and over again. But I want to really bring up, is this fulfilling to you? I want you to look at the 4 areas of your life and think about it. And you can write this down. It's good to write down. But think about the 4 areas of your life: in your health and well-being, in your love and relationships, in your vocation, and in your time and money freedom. And I want you to just start to observe, on a scale from 1 to 5, 1 being, the least satisfied, 5 being the most satisfied. Am I satisfied with what I'm doing? And most of the time people are not at a 5 in all areas of their lives. So there's always work to be done, and there's always something to rediscover, because we have the rest of our lives, this gift to keep dreaming and to keep growing. And I recently heard this quote that one person can live 90 years, but one person can also live 1 year 90 times. And that really resonated with me, and it made me think of some elderly relatives that I have that are well into their 90s, and how much of their lives are being lived happily. And it made me really sad that they're not, because they never truly knew how to live. They never truly knew how to get out of the cycle. And I knew for myself, like, I don't want to be that person at 90 years old. I don't want to be that person on my deathbed saying, I wish I would have spent more time doing this with my life. I wish I created more. I wish. And this is what I'm talking about with reawakening the heart. That we can dare to dream. And when we're not honoring the voice that is deep inside of us, and you'll know, because you're either going to resist it or you're going to allow it through. It's not going to be easy. I mean, this path to awakening our heart, I mean, love to me is the only real thing. So this path to awakening the heart, we have all of these circumstances, and I will call them circumstances. Our circumstances do not have us, they are not us. We are experiencing them, and we are choosing how to experience them. But how are we responding to these circumstances? Are we resisting? Are we resisting what is truly meant for us? Is there a calling? Is there something that has continued to loop back around for you over and over and over again? Whether it be, an idea that you're like, oh, well, you know what? I don't really know that I can really do that because of this, and this. So where are your thoughts taking over why you can't do something? And I'm guilty of this myself, and it took me a really long time to start figuring out that now anything is possible. And this is what I'm building on now, and this is why I'm putting myself out here. And by no means is it easy to show up like this. Hi, Joe. Good to see you. By no means is it easy to show up this way, on Facebook Live and be like, oh God, what am I going to talk about today? But I want to commit to these Thursday talks with you guys, because as I'm growing, maybe out there I'm igniting something in you that's allowing you to think about where your life is, and how you can navigate your life a little bit better. We're going through a really big change in the world right now, where people do want to reawaken the heart, where people want to understand themselves better, and they don't know how. And this is why I'm so grateful for this work, because this gives me the opportunity to help guide people. I mean, I've been working on this for the last 15 years. So I get it, and I know I am empathetic with what you're feeling, because I'm here too. And we're all in this world together, and we want to go to our deathbeds saying, I lived as fully as I could have. But the only way for us to do that is if we take the risk and ask the question, what would I love? So I just ask you to start there. I'm going to keep this one kind of short, and I think that is just something for you to ponder. And if you feel so called, write it down. Just take out a piece of paper and write down the question, what would I love? And maybe set up 4 quadrants: my health and well-being, my vocation, my love and relationships, and my time and money freedom. And just write down, what would I love? And start to create a vision. Just see it on paper. And then maybe for the next week, you read that every day. What would I love? And be honest with yourself. And don't get into the thoughts of, oh, well, but this, or I can't this. No. Just what would I love? Don't worry about the how. What would I love? All right. Well, you guys have a really beautiful Thursday, really beautiful weekend. Happy post-Valentine's Day, and happy solar eclipse today. So if you guys are into astrology, check out Mystic Mama. She always has really good information on what's happening in the universe. I always pay attention to that. And I'm sending you all a lot of love, and thank you for watching and listening, and I will see you next week. Bye.